Countdown clock will start in 2 minutes. NDD ISL, recorder activation complete. Copy, activation complete.
Ten minutes away from launch this morning of STS-120 at 11:38 and 19 seconds.
1 minute.
This is Shuttle Launch Control. We're just a few seconds away from resuming the countdown for the launch of Space Shuttle Discovery today.
3, 2, 1, mark.
And we're at T-minus 9 minutes and counting.
GLS auto sequence has been initiated.
The ground launch sequencer has been initiated. T-minus 8 minutes, 13 seconds and counting.
Connect essential buses to fuel cells per your checklist.
OTC, PLT, that didn't work.
Pilot George Zamka is now flipping switches in the cockpit to directly connect the 3 fuel cells to the essential power buses.
OTC, PLT, essential buses connected to fuel cells.
T-minus 7 minutes, 40 seconds and counting.
GLS's go for orbiter access arm rechecked.
And Discovery OTC, good luck getting ISS core complete and opening the gateway for all mankind in space.
Discovery copies.
Words to Pam Melroy from Orbiter Test Conductor John Craxon here in the Launch Control Center. And we see that the orbiter access arm is now being retracted away from the vehicle. This is the walkway used by the crew to gain entry into and out of Discovery, and it could be returned to position within seconds if it were necessary. All systems are go. Weather remains go. We're at T-minus 6 minutes, 30 seconds and counting.
OTC, start APU display recorders. Display recorders are running. PLT, OTC, perform APU pre-start.
OTC, PLT, that didn't work.
The orbiter test conductor has given pilot George Zamka the go-ahead to perform the auxiliary power unit pre-start procedure.
OTC, PLT, APU pre-start complete, 3 grade talkbacks.
Copy.
T-minus 5 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. All 3 APUs standing by for the start sequence. T-minus 5 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. T-minus 5 minutes and counting.
VLS's go for orbiter APU start.
PLT, OTC, perform APU start.
OTC, PLT, that's in work.
CDR, OTC, reconfigure heaters.
We have a go for APU start, and the commander has been asked to turn off flash evaporator feed line heaters. T-minus 4 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. T-minus 4 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. The launch team has terminated liquid oxygen replenish to the external tank.
OTC, PLT, APU start complete, 3 heater reconfig complete.
3 good APUs, and the launch team is now initiating LOX drainback. A final purge sequence of the main engines will occur.
For purge sequence 4.
Go for purge sequence 4, T-minus 3 minutes, 53 seconds and counting. A final test of the flight control surfaces is now being conducted. This is a pre-programmed pattern of movements designed to verify the readiness for launch of the main engines and other flight control surfaces. T-minus 3 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Final aero surface checks of the orbiter's wing, elevons, and rudder are completed. This verifies the orbiter's hydraulic systems are functioning properly. The 3 main engines are now being gimbaled as a final test before launch. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. Final pressurization of the external tank liquid oxygen tank is underway. And we're completing the gaseous nitrogen purge of the shuttle main engines.
PLT, OTC, clear caution and warning memory, verify no unexpected errors.
OTC, PLT, that's in work.
T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. The gaseous oxygen vent hood is slowly being retracted away from the top of the external tank. Pilot George Zampka has cleared the caution and warning memory system.
Discovery, OTC, close and lock your visors and initiate O2 flow.
Discovery copies.
OTC, PLT, caution warning memory clear, no unexpected errors.
T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
VLS's go for ET LH2 pressurization.
Liquid hydrogen replenish of the external tank is now being terminated. All systems are go. T-minus 1 minute, 43 seconds and counting.
For 1 minute, 30 seconds.
One minute, 15 seconds and counting. The liquid hydrogen tank inside the external tank is reported to be at the proper flight pressure. T-minus 1 minute and counting. The ground launch sequencer will verify that the 3 main engines are ready to start. The SRB joint heaters are being deactivated at this time and power being removed from ground support equipment. T-minus 40 seconds. Transferring to orbiter internal power. Coming up on a go for auto sequence start.
GLS is go for auto sequence start.
And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. T-minus 20 seconds. T-minus 16 seconds. Sound suppression water system has been activated, protecting Discovery and the launch pad from acoustical energy. We have a go for main engine start. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery, hoisting harmony to the heavens and opening new gateways for international science. Discovery has cleared the tower.
Houston now controlling.
Roll program.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Discovery's roll maneuver is complete. Is now in a heads down position on track for its flight to the International Space Station. Discovery 7 miles downrange at an altitude of 2 statute miles. Flying at 600 miles per hour. Discovery's engines are throttling down as the orbiter passes through the area of maximum pressure on the vehicle. Now 50 seconds into the flight. Discovery 8 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center at an altitude of 6 statute miles, flying at 900 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, go at throttle up.
Copy, go at throttle up.
The 3 engines on board are throttling back up. At liftoff, the fully fueled shuttle boosters and external tank weighed 4.5 million pounds. The total thrust at launch was 6,425,000 pounds. Discovery now 13 miles downrange at an altitude of 13 statute miles, flying at 1,700 miles per hour. All systems continue to function well. 3 good main engines, 3 good power generating fuel cells, and 3 good auxiliary power units for the hydraulic system. Discovery now 24 miles downrange at an altitude 23 statute miles, flying at 2,700 miles per hour. 1 minute 58 seconds into the flight, standing by for burnout and separation of the solid rocket boosters. Combined, the twin boosters provide 5.3 million pounds of thrust to propel the orbiter towards space. Booster officer here in Mission Control confirming the booster separation. Two minutes, 25 seconds into the flight. The propulsion officer here confirms that the orbital maneuvering system engines are firing, providing Discovery with an extra boost to orbit. Discovery now 58 miles downrange at an altitude of 40 statute miles, flying at 3,300 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, 2-engine Maroon.
Copy, 2-engine Maroon.
Discovery can reach Maroon in the event of a single engine failure. However, all 3 main engines are still operating well. 3 minutes, 5 seconds into the flight, Discovery at an altitude of 47 statute miles, 85 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, flying at 3,800 miles per hour. All continuing to go smoothly on Discovery's climb to orbit, on track for its link up with the International Space Station Thursday morning. Three minutes and 40 seconds into the flight, Discovery now 124 miles downrange at an altitude of 57 statute miles, flying at 4,600 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, negative return.
Copy, negative return.
Discovery is now flying too high and too fast to return to the Kennedy Space Center and the shuttle landing facility in the event of an engine failure. However, all three main engines still continuing to function well. Discovery at an altitude of 62 statute miles, flying 172 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center at 5,400 miles per hour. The orbital maneuvering system engines are continuing to function well with about 4 minutes left in that extra boost for Discovery's climb to orbit. Now 4 minutes and 45 seconds into the flight, the Environmental Systems Officer confirms that the flash evaporator system has been activated to provide cooling before the payload bay doors are opened in orbit. And 5 minutes, 22 seconds in the flight, Discovery now 281 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO, select Istrus.
Copy, press to ATO and we'll select Istrus.
Discovery can now reach a lower than planned.
Single engine ops 3.
Copy, single engine ops 3.
Discovery could now reach a lower than planned but a safe orbit on 2 engines should one fail, but all 3 continuing to perform well. The vehicle could also conduct a transatlantic abort landing on 1 engine should 2 fail at this point. Six minutes and 10 seconds into the flight, Discovery's engines have been commanded to swivel.
Single engine Istrus 104. Your shutdown plan is nominal. Your go for the plus X. Go for the pitch.
Copy all.
Discovery Houston, press to MECO.
Press to MECO.
Discovery is now in a heads-up position and can reach the planned orbit on 2 engines. All 3 engines continue to operate well. Now 6 minutes and 43 seconds into the flight. Discovery at an altitude of 66 miles, flying at 10,700 miles per hour.
Discovery Houston, single engine press 104.
Copy, single engine press 104.
7 minutes and 15 seconds into the flight, Discovery can reach its planned orbit on 1 engine should 2 fail. However, all 3 still performing well. The flow of fuel from the external tank into the 3 Space Shuttle main engines is equal to that of draining an average swimming pool in 25 seconds. Discovery's engines are now throttling back to maintain structural limits on the orbiter as it approaches loads near 3 times gravity. Now 7 minutes, 57 seconds into the flight. Main engine cutoff confirmed, now 8 minutes and 35 seconds into flight. External tank separation is also confirmed. Nine minutes into the flight, Discovery and her crew now in orbit. Commander Pam Mulroy Pilot George Zamka, Flight Engineer Stephanie Wilson, Mission Specialist Doug Wheelock.
Discovery Houston, that was a nominal MECO. OMS 1 is not required. We'll meet you in the post-OMS 1 tab.
There's 4 crew members on the flight deck of Discovery. Down on the mid-deck, astronauts and mission specialist Scott Perezinski, Dan Tani, and Paulo Nespoli. Zamka, Wheelock, and Nespoli experiencing their first flight. Crew members on board Discovery will set up now for the handheld photography with the +X and pitch maneuver of Discovery to gather images of the external tank as it falls away. The crew members using a still camera and a mini digital video camera.